Hi people, how you doing? I'm just pulled up in my car today. I've been inspired to just release this or record this video, and just talk about the 10 signs that you have met your soulmate. If you're looking to find out whether you have or whether you haven't, or what you need to look out for, stay tuned. So hi, welcome back. So the first sign is to find out whether you have met the person of your dreams or your soulmate. And as in my last video, I mentioned about the twin flames, but this time around I'm going to talk about the soulmate and the benefits of your soulmate, and I'm going to give you 10 signs that the person is with you now or whether, and what to look out for. So if that's what you're looking for, I just want to do a bit of housekeeping. Can you like, share and subscribe? It helps me to do obviously more videos like this, and it also helps me to get algorithms going. So let's jump on it. Let's start. For the first sign is, now you just know that you have met your soulmate. You just have this overwhelming amount of connection. It is just a knowingness, not a possibility. It's just a fact. They seem to tick all the boxes, and they seem to it's almost kind of like you fall in love with a person. It's really quite in depth and meaningful. They're not like a normal friend, is where you would see them from time to time, and even if you don't see them, you would eventually, over a period of time, even if you never spoke for like 3 or 4 weeks or even a month or even 2 months, you will eventually, when you get back together, there won't be none of those, oh, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. The reality is that when you do finally meet up again, it's like you've never been away, and that's the penetrating truth, because there were many soulmates that you can have, but the valued ones show you the connection is strong and without doubt very powerful and very concise and very almost kind of like filtered with proper love. The second sign is that they're like your best friend, and this is the point, is like they are your best friend. So you might, a lot of people don't have many best friends. They may have maximum probably 3, but these people are your soulmates. These people, as you go on, will realize what I'm saying about your connection and why they feel so instinctively close to you, and why they're showing you the amount of love that they give you. You vibrate on the same frequency, and as you go on, you still will vibrate if you hold true the beliefs and the love and the compassion, what a true soulmate is. You will go on and vibrate on the same frequency as you get older. So you may find a lot of friends, especially back in the old days, you found a lot of people met people when they were probably in their 20s or even when they were in their early teens, and they were friends right up until they passed away, right into the 50s or 60s. So these long relationships, and we've almost lost that, because I think people are looking for a different type. They're looking for the soul twin flame, and this is where the devaluation in some ways of the soulmate gets pushed out, and what needs to be a bit more addressed. So if you got someone that you're really close to, they potentially could be your twin flame, but by and largely they are your soulmate. Now if you want to know what twin flame is, you can go and check out my other video based on about the twin flames with the 15 signs. The second point is that you have a sense of calm when you're with this person, and it's almost like you don't need to try. You do need to try, but you don't need to try. You don't need to put on the airs and graces. You don't need to think about what you say. You can pretty much say anything you want at that time, and it's because they tap into your soul, or they have expanded themselves, and the expansion of their conscious self has got to a point that you two are now, as I mentioned, vibrating on the same wave level. And what's key about all this as well, I keep saying about expansion and wave levels and connections and vibrations. We are all energy, and we all coexist within this earth. and this universe. And so as we grow, we connect with different people, and people we've known in this life we probably met in other lives. Whether you believe that are true or not, it's the connection you have into this life. So when you meet this soulmate, and I know many people, when I've worked with them, they've had many friends or many soulmates. They've had or two or three, and because they've had two or three soulmates, they've had two or three really good friends. Someone said to me, can I have a soulmate later on into my life? Yeah, you can do. Again, it's what vibration you're pulsating on. Because remember, if you live many times from past lives, say if you live 10 past lives, that's potentially 10 soulmates, and one of them could be your twin flame, so the more people you connect with, and you get in contact with, you go to show how many lives you probably had in the past. And even if you've lived in a life is where you've only had a couple of lives or two lives or so, you still are going to connect with those people that you've come back down with, because these people have chosen to come down with you and you've chosen to come down with them. So it's about having a little family quite close together. Point 4 is they have extreme sense of empathy unknowingly. Yeah, they do so much. My best friend, she, not my partner, she's my best friend as well, but my best friend, obviously, my best friend Denise, we have such a connection. Is I could just text her, or she could just message me and go, are you okay? And I may be in some state, or she just knows the right things to say, and she's quite blunt with how she says it, but I don't take, but it's not blunt, it's in rude. And she's just herself, and I think that's the important thing about people. People need to understand that they should be able to be the person they want to be, but due to people's lives and how things are, they just remain and stay a certain way, and think it's important if they just remain vibrating on a certain level. But when you're vibrating on the same level, and your best friend or your soulmate who you've met, they will understand your conditioning, your process of change, and how you can move forward. And they're not just affecting you; you're affecting their life patterns. So just bear in mind that it's not just a one-way street; it's a two-way street. So what you do with them and what they do with you, you coexist within this realm of life. Point 5 is a deep respect for each other. There is a deep respect. It's almost to the point of, when I say respect, it's to the point where even if you are going to do something that they don't agree with, they know you so well that they will respect you and they will support you because they are your soulmate. Now, this isn't like just you would just disappear and just go not do anything. But the fact, if, for example, you wanted to go to another country and leave them here, they will not be any way if they're a soulmate, because they will find a way to still vibrate some way with you, even if it's through video conference calls, texts, phone calls. As we know, the world is getting a lot smaller due to communication, but it's different because when you don't see that person physically on a day-to-day basis, and you can imagine that. Look at lockdown and how people missed each other and how they reacted. You saw big grown men, hugging each other. It was really, it just shifted a lot of consciousness. And this is where it comes down to your best friend, is that it will shift things, but they will have that deep respect that you will go on and one day meet up again and they will be supportive of you. And again, if you decided to meet someone or date somebody that they don't agree with, they will support you with that, because they will tell you as well, because they respect, and the respect as well is for the fact is that they won't be afraid to tell you how they feel. So they will turn around and tell you, look, I don't think this person's right for you, and but they know that it shouldn't affect your relationship with each other. And whether they are going to lose you or not lose you, but they just know that they would always be openly and honest and direct with you, because that's what a soulmate's about. It's about growth on both parties. So, point six, sign number six, there is a balance. Now, there's a saying, they complete you. So they do complete you, and there's aspects of your life when you gain within a season that you need certain people in your life, and this is when your soulmate sometimes appears, or while they're there is to see you through that season on into the next season, or a group of seasons that you may be vibrating or delivering or going through, on both terminology of both areas in each other's lives. And this is what's so key, is that we understand and respect our soulmates, because they bring balance to a chaotic world that we sometimes call life. And sometimes we find that we are not totally honest with each other, and this is where they come in, especially if you're single and they're just a friend, and they can come and be quite open with you and honest in order for you to move on to shift to the next level. So next point 7 is the you share life goals. Yeah, you do. So many times you may not share the same life goals and want to achieve you achieve the same type of thing, i.e. in business, for example, or in life itself, but you share the same process. For example, you may both want to be, I don't know, a captain of industry, or you may both want to be the one of the top people in your professional environments, or you may want to have compassion for people, go and be like some form of carer. You may want to go and travel, and this is where this soulmate steps in, and why you find that people, for example, who just go on these long around the world travels, they go with their soulmate, because it brings them each other to the next level of their own existence. And the traveling or life travel opens up so many different doors for each other, that we can, if we are totally honest and we don't see and believe what we are doing, we can find that we can move on to the next level, and then we can build greater things in life, because life is not just about just existing, it's about living. Point 8, you challenge each other. I think this is probably one of the most important ones about the soulmates. And I mentioned it before, and I don't want to go too much into detail earlier on, but they do challenge you, and they won't be afraid to challenge you. But they challenge you with respect. They won't always challenge you and think that you're wrong, but they'll challenge you to say, like, look, be careful, where others would just, go, well, yeah, it's a good idea, and just tell you what you want to hear. Your soulmate will tell you what they know is good for you, and what is good for your living and your existence of growth. This is what they're there for, and it's about building your soul, not building a friendship, but building each other's souls in order to move on to another level. This is why I can't even emphasize that more than anything, is that when you have your soulmate and then they're challenging you, and you are just stuck in that moving anyway, it's your soulmate that will turn around and challenge you to move you forward, not to be difficult, but to make you become a better you. So moving on to point 9, they are totally open and honest with you. No, they are. They don't necessarily just say, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and just let you just exist. They are totally open and honest, and they, like, with some friends, we can turn around and just say what they want to hear. So if you're going for a difficult situation, maybe you don't want to be totally open with people, because you're calm and you feel safe, and you feel safe even when you feel safe, so you can feel that you can be vulnerable with your soulmate. And this is about when you're being vulnerable, is when you move on to the next level. And when I say vulnerable, is when you hit, it's almost like you hit rock bottom. So your soulmate will go, well, what's wrong? And then you will go X, Y, and Z. And then you go, sometimes you just don't know what it is. Sometimes you get soulmates that will stay like with you in your presence over the weekend or overnight, and they will keep in contact. And what would happen is they would always be triggered. So if you revealed something to somebody or to your soulmate, you probably find probably the following day or the following morning, the person will call you again or be in touch just to keep checking in you, not because they just worried about what might happen. It's because they genuinely, honestly, openly, spiritually, soulfully love and care about you 110%. And you know, the difference between just having a friend and having a soulmate, right? A friend will tell you what you want to hear. A friend will go, okay, we'll be with you there. And my dad summed it up to the best way about when we go out, when we used to go clubbing. My dad always say, your friends will take you go, but they won't take you back. So they'll come and collect you from the house, but they will leave you at the club and they'll go home with whoever or on their own, and they won't make sure that you get to the house right. Your soulmate would always drop you off to make sure that you're safe. And so many times me and friends who I'm really close to, who I do class as my soulmates, that we've kind of like got into arguments because, no, I'll take you, I'll drop you off. You end up staying around that person's house because you just want to make sure that they're safe, especially if they're living alone. And the last point is they fight for the relationship. Now, I know in my life, it's like, I've had a lot of friends and they all say how good friends they are with me and, oh, you're special and they care and all that bollocks. It's all part of crap, to be fair. It's seasonal bullshit. It's a seasonal crap. It's not what it, in a moment it feels real. But actions prove louder than words. I'm totally all about action, and for the fact is that I don't necessarily, for me, I don't turn around and really ask. I'll ask a few times, but it's a matter of, because with me, if I'm going to say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And it can be 3 o'clock in the morning and I can call my best mate and go, look, I'm like this. And they go, do you want me to come over? You know, like when I had my operation when I was really ill and had a cardiomyopathy, which I suffer from, and I had my stroke and my heart attack, I was in hospital, and my best mate Denise was there every day while I was in hospital. Every day she would come and see me. She'd make sure that I'm alright, whether she was at work, she would come after work. But you get seasonal friends, or I call them seasonal, so-called soulmates, who come just for the moment, just for the drama, and then they'll just, you know, feck off out of it. But, you know, your soulmates will be there because they have a genuine feeling or care or compassion about you, because it's, in some ways, it's a lot of, not guilt, no, that's not the word, fear, I think, because I think, and also I think selfishness. I know, but selfishness is where it's not a bad thing. Selfishness is that they know that if something happens to you, that it's going to hurt them, so they want to make sure that you're right. But it's not about that, because they ultimately know what you're like, and if you're suffering, they want to be able to be there to support you with it. Now, that's the soulmates. Powerful, important, and I know sometimes it seems like I downplay them in my videos with the twin flame and also the soulmates and twin flame video. I put both of them together, but they're not. They have their own importance in your life, so don't ever downplay your soulmates. And I think for me, the reason why I think God put me to record this video in my car and not at home is because I think the soulmates is in this, is like a car. They're with you for a season, whether it's the season's all your life or whether the season is just for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. But they're always going to be with you to back you up and support you. So I hope that helped. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please leave comments below, and obviously that bell for any videos, which I try and do a couple of videos a week. So yeah, see you on the next video. Look, stay blessed and stay safe, and keep shining, keep expanding, because you are a beautiful human being. Love you lots, and take care.